Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning from wherever you are joining us today, and welcome to a Microsoft Reactor live stream. My name is Nadia. I'm the Program Manager for the Reactor here in Sydney, Australia. Today I'll be joined with Dharani, who is a Solution Architect for Capgemini in Australia, based in Sydney. He is a Microsoft MVP in Business Applications and a Microsoft Certified Trainer. So Dharani's going to take us through on how to master the Dataverse Accelerator. But before we kick off this session, I'd like to draw your attention to the Reactor Code of Conduct. In short, we want to ensure that this is an enjoyable event for all, so please ensure that your comments are constructive and welcoming to all. And throughout this session, you can send us your questions throughout the chat and we'll try to answer as many as possible. We'll also share the additional links throughout that has more information about also being a community leader like an MVP like Dharani. So if you'd like to reference back to today's session, we'll also share the recording link with you from our YouTube channel. But now it's time to hand over the floor to our awesome speaker, Dharani. Thanks, Dharani.
Thanks, Nadia. Thanks for the warm welcome. Thank you so much. And good evening, good morning, and good afternoon for the people who joined from the each and every part of the world. Thanks a lot for joining today. And today I'll be going through the Dataverse Accelerator from zero to hero. And before getting into the today's topic, let me give a small introduction about myself. Myself, Dharani Balasubramaniam. People call me Dharani, and I work as a solution architect with the Capgemini Australia. And I'm a Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform consultant. And I have been received the Microsoft MVP for the last 4 years. And I'm currently leading the Sydney, Malaysia, and the Tamil Nadu user group. And I used to speak in lots of topics on the ALM side and the CI/CD for the Dynamics 365 CE. Like if you guys have any questions or if you would like to connect with me, I will put the LinkedIn handle in the chat window. Please feel free to connect with me. And if you have any question throughout the session, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat window. I'm always happy and glad to assist your queries. Let's get into the today's topic. And here is the quick agenda. First, let's see what is the Power of X and where you can use the Power of X. And we'll see the low-code, the plugins overview. And then we'll jump into the low-code plugin demo. And we'll see when you can use the low-code plugins and when you can use the traditional plugins. And then finally, let's get into the question and answer session. And here is the quick introduction to the Dataverse Accelerator. So this Dataverse Accelerator is a new experimental feature released by Microsoft, especially by the PowerCat team, to use the low-code plugins in the Dataverse environment. The low-code plugins are reusable server-side synchronous business logic workflows that executes in a real time. And this low-code plugins are created using a .NET framework and are compiled, and then the assembly is uploaded and registered in the Dataverse environment. And with this low-code plugins, the developers can create with no or little coding without having to manually register it. If you take the traditional plugins, where you will be using the XRM assembly and we'll be using an iPlugin interface, and you will be having an execute method. And over there, you will be putting all your logics over there, all your C# logics, and you can trigger the traditional plugins on either in the pre-operation, the pre-validations, and the post-operation stage, and where you will get the pre-image and the post-image, and you will be completely deriving all the business logic using the C# code. Using the iPlugin interface, you will extend your execute method and you will be building it. But whereas here, it's not like that. You will be able to write a minimal code. So you will be using a PowerFX language, and you will be writing a low-code plugins here with a little effort. You will be doing it. And this is an experimental feature, and this is not currently in the general availability. And so you can explore this in your personal environment. Please, there is a disclaimer that please don't enable this in any of your production or the sandbox environment. If you have your own personal environments, please enable this experimental feature, and you can play around with this the Dataverse Accelerator. Okay. And before getting into the different types of the plugins inside the Dataverse Accelerator app, let's take some time and understand what is this Power of X and when we will be using it. Microsoft, the low-code formula based on the language to customize the Power Platform, was the Power of X. and it is very human friendly. Command can be used by the citizen developers and also the pro devs. I see this is just like an Excel, like in the Excel, like how you will be using the formula, and similar to that in the Power FX also you'll be using a similar kind of formula, and you will be building the awesome low code plugins inside the Dataverse Accelerator. And mainly inside the Dataverse Accelerator, we'll be using the Power FX formula. So we'll see like when to use those plugins, and if my plugin is an asynchronous, and then I need to control when my logic, for example, before and after a database is saved, and if it needs to run under 2 minutes, and if you're having a requirement exceeds capability of the Power Automate of the calculated columns, then in this scenario you'll be using an plugins actually. So yeah, there are like two types of plugins inside the Dataverse Accelerator. One is kind of the instant plugins, and the other one is an automated plugin. And the instant plugin is a business logic that is triggered manually. The user has to invoke the plugin using a button or using an unbound action in the Power Automate flow, or he can call this plugin from the Canvas app. In the today's demo, I will show like how to build an instant plugin, and how you can call this instant plugins from both the Canvas app and also from the Power Automate. So you can use the input and the output parameter inside this plugin logic. You can define the input parameter, and you can configure your formulas based on your input parameters. You can calculate and show it in the output parameter. So that is possible. I will quickly walk you through some of the scenarios today, and also I will show you like how you can use this instant plugins inside the Canvas app and also inside the Power Automate. Okay. And the automated plugins as well. The Dataverse Accelerator, you do have the automated plugins as well. This automated plugin is nothing but it's a business logic that runs on the specific event like a create, update, and delete occurs for a specific table. So earlier days, like we don't have the concept of scope, but now recently the Microsoft, the Powercat team introduced, and a few weeks back, they have done a few modifications to the Dataverse Accelerator app. So in that app, like we saw like some of the awesome features, like they have included the scope now. So you can define the plugin, the scope for it, whether you need to run that plugin either on a global level or on the entity level. For example, if you want to run it on the entity level, even the instant plugins I'm saying, like if you want to run it on the entity level, you'll be able to still able to run it. And if you want to run it on the global level, and that is also fine, you'll be able to run it on the entity level as well. Also, you can register the plugin on the pre-operation or the post-operation of an event. For example, in the pre-operation of a contact, if you want to perform some operation, or in the post-operation of a contact, if you want to perform some operation. So if you want to have some validations, you can keep it on the pre-operations of a contact, the create and update, or once the contact gets created, if you want to send out an email notification to some admin saying that this new contact has created or new case has been created, then those things you will be able to keep it on the post-operations. And you can also design whether the plugin runs before or after the event completes, which allows the flexibility to access and modify the values at the key stage of the event. Okay, and these are the two types. Let's jump into the demo in detail, and we'll see. And as I mentioned previously, and this is the disclaimer, once again, I'm just re-emphasizing on it. This low-code PowerFX plugin is currently an experimental feature from the Microsoft team from the PowerCat team. This means that at any time, without the prior warning, the feature could substantially changes or it can be discontinued. So that's the reason I always recommend to use this in your own personal instance or in any of your personal sandbox environment. Don't enable this and play around in your the sandbox, the organization sandbox, or also in the power production environment. Don't leverage this in any of your organization sandbox or in the production environments. It's always recommended to use this in your personal instance. Yeah, so let's quickly jump into a demo. First, I will quickly go through like how you can install the Dataverse Accelerator app. Then I will quickly take you to the instant plugins, and then we'll take you to the automated plugins, and then we'll see like how you can leverage the plugins inside the Power Automate, and then we can see like how we can leverage the instant plugins inside the Canvas app, and then we'll deep dive into the automated plugins, and we'll show you like how you can leverage the automated plugins inside the model driven application. So Without further ado, I will take you to the Dataverse Accelerator page. And first and foremost thing, I will show you like how we need to install this Dataverse Accelerator. So here is the URL. So if you go to the app source and if you try for the Dataverse Accelerator, then it will take you to this page, and here it will show you like the pricing and also like the get it now. The option will be available in the bottom of the page, and since it's already installed, it's taking some time for me to load it. So it's yeah. So you can see here, if you click on this get it now, then it will prompt and pop up. It will ask you to put the email address over here, and if you enter your email address, and it will take you to the Power Platform Admin Center, and it will ask you to select the instance, which environment you want to install. So in my case, I have already installed in the one environment. So let me try to select the environment two, and I will install this one. So it will ask you to agree for the terms and conditions and the privacy statement. So if you select all those things and if you click on the install, then it will start configuring the Dataverse Accelerator in your selected instance. It will take some time, and then it will get installed. You will see here the installing. Okay. So, in the interest of time, let me go back to the other environment where I have already installed the Power Platform Accelerator. So, I'm going to the make.powerapps.com. So, I am currently installing in my second instance, but I already have the Dataverse Accelerator in my first instance. So, you'll be able to see here the Dataverse Accelerator app. And if you go to the all apps, then you'll be able to see the one model driven application with the name of the Dataverse Accelerator. And if you click on the play button, then it will take you to the Dataverse Accelerator app. So let it load. Yeah. So this is a recent change. The PowerCat team has recently they have done it actually, and it was having an old UI like a couple of weeks back. They after this Microsoft build like the few of the updates they have brought it to the Dataverse Accelerator. And if you have tried the Dataverse Accelerator earlier, and if you're trying it once again, like you will be able to see those differences. So all those UI page they got completely changed now, and here you will see an option. So what's this Dataverse Accelerator all about? And here it says like this Dataverse feature is in preview. So you can see the information from the about the Dataverse Accelerator here. And if you see a little bit down, then you'll be able to see a new option called the create an instant plugin and the create an automated plugin. So this is a reusable logic that can be invoked in an app's flows or from the Dataverse API whenever needed. This is the invoking plugin. So you need to manually invoke this plugin, but whereas this automated plugin, it performs tasks automatically after a designated table event, such as create, update, and delete in the Dataverse tables. Yeah. So they have given like the few of the capabilities in the left hand side in the menu. You will be able to see the home and also the learn page. And if you click on the learn, then it will take you to the Microsoft Learn page where it have good information about the Dataverse, the low code plugins. You can review all those things. And here they have given the example of the low code plugins and the low code plugin power effects. So all those things that they have given in detail. So you can go through all those things in detail. And yeah, and here you can see the capability to create the instant plugins and the automated plugins, and you have the refresh capability. And at the bottom of the screen you will be able to see what all the instant plugins got created in the system, and what all the automation the plugins which is available in the system. So all those things you will be able to view it from here, and also to have the search capability, and you'll be able to search if you have a good number of plugins and if you want to search it, and using the search you'll be able to search all those things. Let's start with the instant plugins. So let me take you through the existing the instant plugin which is there in the system, and then I will create one more the instant plugin. So you can see here in the instant plugin, this is the one which is available the out of box, like the send in the app notification. And this send in app notification is the instant plugin. It's already created in the system, and you can see there are like a couple of the input parameters they have given, like the action title and what is the body, the email, and the action URL, the title. So all those, these are the input parameters. They are getting it in this instant plugins, and you can see the expression below. And this is the advanced options which I was speaking few minutes earlier. Like here, you will be able to see the advanced options. Like you can select the solutions while creating an instant plugin. If you are selecting some of the solution, it will list all the solutions which is available in the system. And if you want to include this plugin inside the particular solution, then you need to select this particular solution here. Then automatically this the instant plugin will get added to the particular solution, and then using the ALM you will be able to promote this the low code plugin from one instance to the other instance. And we do have the scope. This is the new feature which recently the Parquet team has introduced. You can see the scope as a global level or as the entity level. So they have given this the choose entity to relate the plugin with the table row which requires a row as an input. Reference the input in the power of X using this record. If you do not need a row construct, then you can go with the global one actually. If you want to go with any the particular row context, if you need that particular row the value, then you need to go with the entity as a scope, and then by selecting the record you can run this plugin. So in the context you will get that this record is nothing but that the particular the transaction, the record values, you'll be getting it over there. But if you feel like it's not required, if you want to keep your plugin like a very generic for sending the notification and all, so it's not dependent on any record. So that's the reason they have kept the scope as a global here. So let's try to test this one. Like here they have given some of the action title. I will put it like receive the new email notification. Email received from customer, and email I will just put my email address. Yeah, I'll copy the same email address and put it. Now if I try to run this one, so what it will do is like it will send you the app notification here. So this is what this particular the instant plugin is doing. So I just put all the input parameters, and I have clicked on success. So click on run button. So this got succeeded. And yeah, so you can see like this a few minutes back I have created this one. So similarly like this will set up the notification here. So the email notification, so you have received an email notification from the customer, and if you click on this link, then what all the link you are given. So currently for demo I have just given my technical blog link, so that's the reason it is taking me to my blog. So yeah, so you can see here after a few seconds it got triggered, and you can see the notification, the app notification. This is the one which we have created just few months back. Yeah. Yeah. So now let me quickly create one more instant plugin. So the calculate, I will just take a simple scenario for today's demo. I will calculate the two numbers, and then I will show it in the separator, the output parameter. So I will just define this the input parameter as an x and y. Since we are going to calculate two numbers, I will just give this an integer. So I have given this as an integer, and then I will calculate this value and I will store it into one of the output parameter y. So I will define one more parameter as a y as output parameter. Now if I go here, then I just sorry, this should be set. It's already the y is there as a input parameter. So I have defined this one. Now let me write an expression for this. Is it equal to x plus y? Then I will just come down and I will select the solution here. Yeah. just select this, calculate two numbers. Yeah, I just put a name. So this one I don't want to keep this as an entity specific. So I'm just keeping this as the scope as a global, and I will save this one. And once I save this one, then it will take me to the test page. So you'll be able to see the success message in the top. Okay, so the plugin has saved successfully, tested to validate the behavior, and if you click on the test, then it will take you to the test page. So where you will be able to feed in the information. Like you can put some two numbers, and if you click on the run, then it will execute and it will show you the results here. So this is intern backend. It is using the API. So you'll be the action, the dynamics like if you have used the actions. This also internet is trying to use the actions, like it has created the action in the system, and using the API testing to hit the action. And you can see like it has calculated these two values, and it has given the values of 30 here. And I will try to just update some value, and if I click on run, yeah, sometimes this would be slower. Yeah, you can see the updated value here, the 60, 40 plus 20, so 60 here. Okay. So this is the instant plugin which we have created now. And if you want to copy this code snippet, and you can also copy the code snippet. Let me open the notepad and I will show you like how this code looks. Yeah, so you can see here, like, this is the one which you need to use it inside your Power Automate. This one, Power Automate, and also the Power Apps. So this is the code snippet. This is the PowerFX language. So this is the one you will be leveraging it. Yeah. Now let me quickly go to the make.powerapps.com, and I will show you like how you can consume this instant plugins whatever we have created inside one of the Canvas app, and also like we'll see like how you can consume this inside the Power Automate. Okay. Now let me go to the Canvas app, and I will quickly try to create one Canvas app now. Yeah, just go with this. And if you want to leverage, let it create. And if you want to leverage your low code plugins, the Dataverse plugins inside the Canvas app, there is a thumb rule that you need to go to the data and you need to add the environment. So let it get loaded. Once it's loaded, then I will show you like what we need to do. Now I will just take the simple example which I have created few minutes back. So I will take the calculations of two numbers like x and y, and I will put it into. I will have a two text box, and then I will get those two values and I will calculate, and I will put it into one third column. Yeah. Now let me create a new screen. I just go with the blank screen. Yeah, without. So I just go with the input. I will go with some text input, and then I will go with the text input. Please enter first number. Just keep this one. Similarly, I will keep this as a. Please enter second number. So this one also I will change it to number. So those two are done. Then I will add a button now. On the button click, I will call the. Just change this as a. Get some. Let me put one more label here. and I will display this value on the label. Yeah. So here, so I'm going to call the instant plugin inside the Canvas app. So in order to do that, we just need to go here and click on the environment. So all the instant plugins, whatever you are creating, that will sit in the environment table. So you need to access it from there. Now, if I on click of on select of this, now what I will do is like I will type environment or calculate. I will put the name. Yeah, you can see the calculate two numbers. Yeah, I just go with the calculate sum, and then I will ask the text input one dot text comma text input two dot text. So I have done it now. So you can see here this is how they are doing it. And I just need to put it in the curly braces. I just put this into a curly brace. So now I will get this into one variable. I will define that variable as insert. So we are calculating this two and we are getting this into one variable. And then we are assigning it to this one. So it will return the set. And we have taken this to that the set variable. I'm not sure why this is showing once again. Should not show any warning, but I'm not sure why it is showing warning. Let's see what value you're missing in this. Yeah, we need to pass it like this. Yeah. Text one dot. Okay. Showing it as a number, and this also showing it as a number, but it is in the error message. The Y column you are expecting it as a type, but you are using a error type. Okay, here there is an issue in the syntax, so that's the reason. So I'm just removing the syntax issue. Now it is fine. Now the text, just I will assign the variable as is that. Now this looks good. Yeah. Now let's try to run this one. So I just put the number as a 20, and if I click on the calculate sum, then it should calculate and it should show you the result. And this is how you can invoke the instant plugins inside your the Canvas app. Like you can this in the real time. Like this is how like you'll be calling the instant plugins inside the Canvas app. Now similarly like a Canvas app. Now let's see like how you can create and Power Automate, and the Power Automate how you can call this one. So I will don't leave. I will just save this one. It's already save as. Just to save this. And that's a Microsoft Reactor demo. Save this. Now let's get into the Power Platform, Power Automate side. Now let me go to the flows, and I will create an instant flow, and then I will show you like how you can invoke this the instant plugins inside the Power Automate. Let me create an instant flow. Just the name is I calculate two numbers. Reactor demo, and then I just manually create as a trigger. The manually create, I just added two inputs, the two numbers on this X, and the second one as a Y. Once this is done, now we'll go to the Dataverse connector, and we'll be having an perform an unbound action. And here you'll need to select the instant plugin which you have created. I have created as a CRPP underscore the calculate sum. So if I put this one, then it will give you this option X and Y, what all the input parameters are there. Here I'm taking the first value into the X and the second value into the Y, and then I will add one more compose to see the results. I have added this compose. Now let's see this result in this. So you can see this is the response we'll be getting at. I will be putting this Z response in this compose field. Now let's save and run this one. I'm setting this Power Automate. Once it is done, then you will be able to test it from here. Now I will click on manually, and it will ask you to enter the two numbers. I'm just giving 50 and 50 as two numbers. And then if I click on the run flow, then it will calculate these two numbers, and it will show you the results. Now if I expand this compose, the expected result should be 100, and we are able to see the output as 100. So yeah, you can see here like the X as an input and the Y as an input. We have given this one, and this is the action name. So it will ask you need to select the perform an unbound action from the Dataverse connector. Once you select this one, then it will ask you for the input parameters, and if you given this one, then it will make this call, and it will give you the expected the response. And this is it is making the call, and you'll be able to see the call here, and you can see this is the action that's getting called, the calculated sum, and this is the response we are getting it. Yeah. And this Power Automate, you can leverage it from the Power Pages, and you can leverage it from the Canvas apps, all those places you can leverage. You can establish a connection to this Power Automate, and you can call all the Power Automates, the instant Power Automates, either from the Canvas app or from the Power Pages. Similarly, like few minutes back, we have seen right how you have call directly the action over there. And if you have any the data transformation process, and if you want to do the data transformation, and if you send it to this, if you want to call this action, then the Power Automate would be the best approach. You can do the data transformation, say the Power Automate, and once everything is done, then you can call the onboard action, and you can pass the input value, get the response, and send it back to the Canvas app, and you can display it in the Canvas app. And this is how we'll be creating an instant plugins and calling it in both the Canvas app and also the Power Automate. Now, going back to the Canvas, this Dataverse Accelerator app, and now we have seen the instant plugin now. Like we have created one of the new instant plugin, and we have checked the existing one as well. Like we have seen like how this is working the instant plugin. We have manually triggered inside the Canvas app and also the Power Automate. Now let's take some few minutes and understand like what is this automated plugin, and how we can create this automated plugin, and how this automated plugin will help you in achieving the simple the calculations or the simple logics inside the model driven application. Okay, now let me take you to the automated one, and I have created the phone number validation. So I will also create the one more, and I will show you. Like if you click on this, the create automated plugin, then it will take you to the new page similar to the instant plugin. So here I will add the phone number validation, or I will just go with since that's already there, I just go with the first name validation. So the contact, okay, so I'm just restricting the length should be greater than 1. If it is not there, then I will show some error message. I will trigger this plugin on both the create of a record and also on the update of a record. So I will do this operation, and then if I go to the advanced find, here you will be able to see this option now, like whether you want to create this in the pre-operation or in the post-operation. So I just go with the pre-operation, and here it is listing you the solution as well, and here it will give you the option to select the entities. As of now, I just go with the contact record, and once this is done, then if you select the scope, then if you put this record, then this will give you that particular the length under the particular record context. I just put length of this record dot first name less than 2 or less than 1. Then I just put an error saying that please enter a valid first name. Yeah, I just make this condition. Yeah, I'm just added a condition saying that this record dot first name is less than 1. Then I'm showing an error message saying that please enter an invalid first name. So I just try to save this one. So I have selected the common solution here. Yeah. So this got created now. So don't create for a contact record, then this will try to do this validation. If you go back, and you'll be able to see this validation here. Now let me go to the, existing the model driven application, and I will try to open some of the new record or the existing record. I'll just try to save this one. See, it is already I have created one the phone number validation. It is trying to show through that phone number validation. So I just added the phone number now. Let me see like what logic I have written there. Yeah, we have written like if the start length of the phone number is less than 10, then we are showing this error message. Not sure whether that field is a right field or not. Let's put it in both the fields. So this is how it is throwing the error message. You have seen the PowerFX plugin. This is a real plugin exception. So if we write a plugin, normal C# plugin, like we get an exception, right? Similar to that, like we are getting it and execute, we are getting the still one on the mobile phone, and I think it is trying to look the field which is not there in the form. I will just change it to mobile phone. Sometimes like this won't show the proper values. Still, yeah. So now just add the proper field, the start mobile phone, and just add the length. We add a condition now. If length is less than 10, then show me the error message. Phone number must be 10 digit. This was done, and save this one. Now let me go back to the contact page and I'll try to refresh this one. I will try to put the yeah, so now it is allowing. Just change it to 9. I don't know which field it is referring to. It is not there in the update. Let me try to save this and try. Yeah, this should work now. Let's see. Sometimes you can see some of the limitations. See, even though we have selected the create and update, sometimes it will get checked unchecked automatically. So those kind of the bugs are still there in the system. So see, we have given we have written totally two row. So one we have written for the first name. So that is at least that is triggering for show you guys. So if I try to save this record, because I have added a validation, at least like one character should be there. So that's the reason it is showing this one. So if I put a D there, then it won't show that error message. See now for the phone number it is showing. Just try to put the up to proper number. Yeah. So this will get saved now. So you can see like what are the simple validations if you want to keep it. So all those things, if you want to execute at the server side, then you can keep all those simple validations using those low code plugins. So you don't need to write up one big complex plugin to handle all those things for each and every field. Like you can create your own low code plugins and easily you'll be able to achieve all those validations in the pre-operations. Or if you want to send out any notification once the contact gets created, and if you want to send out any notification to any of the person, then using the post operation. So we do have the post operation as well. Then using the post operation logic, then you will be able to add this and you can move it to the uh, mm, you can add this in the post operation, and then you will be able to send out an email as well. And we do have the delete operation. So once the record is getting deleted, and then that time if you want to perform any operation, then using the deleter, then you'll be able to perform this operation. And here we have the stages which we have seen like in the pre-operation, the post-operation, and then here you can see the solution here, and you can add it to the solution. So while creating the automated plugins or the instant plugins, you will get an the option to select the solution, and if you select that particular solution, then this automated plugin will get created inside this particular solution. Now it has created inside the default solution. Now if you go to the solution, and if you see this, so this is the one which got there. So you can see all these plugin steps now. So you can see all these plugins like the first name validation. So one got added for the create and one got created for an added for an update. Similarly for the phone number validation also you can see it. And also you can see the FS expression. This also got added for the calculate sum. So these two are the instant plugins which I have created, and it has added a new component type called FS expression. And here you can see all those things got added. The calculate sum, the calculate two numbers, the first name validation, full name for the so all those things it got added here. And these are the property, and this is the request property. We have created an x and exact and y for the request property and the response property, and the custom API got created for this calculate sum and the calculate the sum of two numbers. And so these are all the components which gets created. So while using this the instant plugins, so you can see here. So this are the few of the components. So this plugin steps and this FX expressions. And while creating an instant plugin, then if you give the solution, then easily using the ALM, you can migrate all the instant plugins from the one environment to the other environment. Similarly, both the instant plugins and the automated plugins, it will get added to the solution while creating. If you select the solution, then if you are having an ALM pipelines, then easily using the ALM pipelines, you can promote these components from the one solution to the other solution. So that is also like easy through this ALM process. Yeah. So coming back to the slide, like we have seen like what is this Dataverse Accelerator app. Then we have seen like the instant plugins, how to create an instant plugins and call this instant plugins inside the Power Automate. We have called this instant plugin using the instant trigger, and we have seen like how you can execute the instant plugins inside the Power Automate. Similarly, like we have built one screen and we have added two columns, and with the calculate button inside the canvas app we have seen like how to calculate the call the instant plugin from the canvas app as well. And then we took some time to understand what is this automated plugins and what all the events you can create automated plugins, and how this automated plugin helps you in the real-time scenario, like what all the validations you can easily achieve through the automated plugins inside the model driven application. So that also we have seen in detail. Yeah, so that's it. We'll quickly go back and take the questions. Yeah, if anyone is watching and if you have any questions, then
That's okay, Durrani. It looks like we may have answered all the questions. I also popped in a link to all the information that Durrani was sharing in the beginning on Microsoft Learns. You're more than welcome to check out that link to see more information. But if there's no questions, I will put the link to the recording in our meetup page, so feel free to check that out. Other than that, thank you so much again, Durrani, for your session. And I
Yeah.
hope you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you all soon. Bye
Thanks,
for now.
Nidya. Thanks for providing me this wonderful opportunity. Thanks everyone for joining today, and thank you. Thanks a
No
lot, Nidya.
worries.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye, everyone.